This is the Astros Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Houston Astros, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
And would you look at that, a series victory for the Houston Astros today as they take down the Colorado Rockies, as Christian Walker comes through in the clutch, gets the big swing of the bat to give the Astros the victory today in a series that they absolutely had to have. You hate losing any of the games in it to a team that is as bad as Colorado is, but it did happen, and here you go. The Astros do find a way to take 2 out of 3 to kick this homestand off on the right foot and hopefully continue that this weekend coming up when they take on the Los Angeles Angels. Hello, and welcome to the Locked On Astros Postcast. Thank you for those of you that stuck around that are watching live. I know that we're a little bit late starting after the game. Unfortunately, had a plumber here at the house working in the bathroom directly behind the wall here to this room in my house that I do the show in, and they were making a lot of noise. So it was not going to be something that you wanted to listen to. So here we go. We're starting a little bit late. Those of you watching later on, we appreciate you watching as well. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button to this channel. And if you have not found this podcast wherever you get your podcast, well, you know what? You need to go search Locked On Astros. You get it anywhere that you get your podcast. It is absolutely free. Today's episode of the Locked On Astros Postcast brought to you by Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. So what are you walking out of this one talking about more than anything else?
This is what you'll be talking about.
Fast start, sluggish in the middle, great end. At the end of the day, a win is a win, right? That's all that matters. They had more runs than the opponent today. Was it the prettiest? No. Do you wish that you're playing a team that is as bad as Colorado, that you just beat the you-know-what out of them and don't have to worry about it and you just coast to victories? Abso-freaking-lutely. That's not been exactly who the 2025 Houston Astros are. They don't do that consistently. But as long as they win baseball games, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. To be as cliche as I can get, that is all that matters. In an American League where it really feels like anybody can win it, all that matters is that you know how to win games, and they won a game today. They needed it too, of course, because, well, you want to keep the pressure on everybody else. You want to keep the pressure on the Mariners in the American League West. The Astros picking up a half game in the division, going to a 2-game lead in the American League West now with the victory today. Win number 74 of the season for the Astros. They're creeping closer to getting to that spot. I mean, you think about it, 90. If you get to 90 wins at this point, it'll be hard. If you got to 90 wins, I think that guarantees you the American League West. I think 88, like last season, is going to win the American League West. It's my guess. Astros want to go crazy and win even more than that. Sign me up. But today, what you're talking about more than anything else out of this one is the fact that Christian Walker did something great. Now, he has always in his career, a lot of it came at Coors Field because guys just crushed the baseball at Coors Field at altitude, but he has always been a thorn in the side of the Colorado Rockies from his days with the Arizona Diamondbacks. And today was another one of those days for Christian Walker as he hit a home run in the first, following up Jose Altuve's 23rd home run, and then he hits a home run in the 8th to put the Astros ahead, and he got every bit of that home run in the 8th inning, which you love to see for Christian Walker because, well, you pull that off, and what do you know? You're talking about a baseball team that's got another victory, like I mentioned today, by a final of 4-3. Brian King gets the win out of the pen today. The save. Brian Abreu is having an excellent season. He's done a good job since he's converted over to the closer's role now with Josh Hader being out due to injury. It would, of course, be huge if the Astros could get Josh Hader back before the end of the regular season because, and you guys cannot do that right now, if they could get him back before the, or should say for the playoffs, and you could slot Abreu back into his typical spot or, whatever you got to do to deploy him against the best of the best. He has been absolutely tremendous for the Astros all season long, and that continued again today after being great again last night as well. So you love to see all those good things. There's been a lot of good things for the Astros of late. Again, it's not always going to be the easiest. It's not always going to be the prettiest. It's not going to be, non-stressful, I guess is the best way to put it. But they find their way. Today in the game, there were some things that stood out to me as well. I really, I know that he had a catcher's interference in the baseball game today. I enjoy watching Cesar Salazar when he comes up. And look, he's not going to be a guy that ever hits but I just watch him and I go, how is this guy not stuck in the big leagues at all? And he's a smaller frame guy, doesn't have a most unbelievable arm, but he's a good receiver of the baseball back there. He blocks absolutely everything. He appears to call a good game, and then he's got a little something in that bat. I just thought he had a really nice day today, and I wanted to mention that Cesar Salazar had a really nice day today. I did mention Jose Altuve as well, hitting his 23rd home run of the year. Statistics don't love Jose Altuve so much this season. He's barely above a 0 on the WAR scale. He, more than anything else, gets that because of his lack of defensive abilities at this point of his career. I've talked about it before, and that's the Astros are going to have a real issue on their hand, I think, next year, what they're going to do moving forward, because in reality, it would be best if Jose Altuve was a designated hitter all the time. But he can still hit. That we know. Is he peak 2017 or 2015 to 2022 Jose Altuve? Maybe not. But at that 35-year-old man can still bop the ball over the fence, giving you about an 800 OPS this season, and leads the team in home runs this year. Now, of course, that wouldn't be the case if Yordan had been healthy all season. How about Yordan as well? Gets a pinch hit appearance there late in the game, and what do you know? Walks again. 5 walks in his 3 games back so far. Colorado wanted absolutely nothing to do with Yordan Alvarez hitting the baseball. And they didn't allow him to, other than that one time where he smacked it over the fence last night late in the game to help the Astros extend the lead before they got that 4-0 victory in Game 2 of the series. Now, they've got the Angels coming to town in a few days. We're going to take a look at that series coming up. We'll get you ready for that next here on the Locked On Astros Postcast. Before we get back to that discussion on the win today and looking ahead for the Astros, there's nothing like catching a baseball game live. The energy, the crowd, the chance to see your team in person, but actually getting tickets, that's the tough part. Queues, login screens, surprise fees. It takes all the fun out of it. That's why I use Gametime, the app that gives the advantage back to fans. Gametime is fast, easy, and backed by the Gametime guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. And one more message before we get back to the discussion on the Astros win. Let's talk about Upside. This show is brought to you right here by Upside. Are you still paying full price for gas? Well, stop leaving money behind. Get real cash every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code SEASON and get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill up. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already need. At first, I thought it was too good to be true, but it's totally legit. Real people are getting paid just to make their daily commutes, and you can too. Plus, you can cash out at any time to your bank account, PayPal, or an e-gift card for an Amazon gift card or other brands. Don't let this offer drive on by. Download the free Upside app now by using my limited time code season. For a limited time, 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's promo code SEASON. Offers may vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. The Astros get the series victory over the Colorado Rockies by winning, 4-3 today. Christian Walker with the decisive blow for the Astros in the 8th inning, and you can guess what he gets to take home today.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
So there you go. Christian Walker, the player of the game. I have not been able to give that to him a lot this season. I will admit I am one of his number one haters when it comes to the fact that, I just would enjoy a more consistent first baseman and I think in part, look, admittedly, coming off of the Jose Abreu era of Astros baseball where they just got bamboozled and gave a ton of money to a guy that was completely washed. Part of me is scarred by that. He does, Walker, play an absolutely unbelievable first base. There's a reason why he's won as many Gold Gloves as he has. But I'll give him this, he does strike out way too much for my liking as well, by the way, which he's not there yet, but he is probably going to set his career high in strikeouts this year. And doesn't walk an incredible amount compared to what he has in years past. So if he could just get on base more, strike out a little bit less, walk a little bit more, I'd probably be pretty happy. He's hit 21 home runs now. He's coming off of 26 last year. He's hit 4 consecutive seasons now with 20 or more, and he's done it 5 times now in his career. But he's had some moments, lately. I was just trying to pull up his stats. April was abysmal, hit 209, hit 125 in March, but that was only 4 games. May was abysmal, 223. June was abysmal, 221. Hit 318 in July. So far, August is not incredible, 242, but he's hit 8 home runs in the month. He's got an 884 OPS in the month. He got over an 800 OPS in each of the last 2 months. That is acceptable, and that has to continue for the Astros. They have to get that kind of performance out of him. But today was one of his days. 2 bombs. One of them, again, the decisive blow. Astros get the victory, so he is your player of the game. Now they have the Angels coming to town for the next 4. Weird series. It's just what you do when there's a holiday involved. Friday through Monday against the Halos. This will not be the last time that you see this team. They will finish the season with the Angels as well. That will be out there in Anaheim, where they're for some reason called the Los Angeles Angels. Christian Javier tomorrow. Spencer Arrighetti on Saturday. Sunday's got Hunter Brown. Nobody listed at the moment for Monday. 2-day games. Sunday, Monday. 1:10 games. 7:10, 6:10 to start the first couple. Of course, tomorrow night when it gets done, we'll be live with you for that one as well. But simply put, when it comes to series like this, like we said coming into this series against the Rockies, the Astros have to win this series against the Angels. The Angels, now they are feistier than their record says they are. They are in last, actually, in the American League West. The A's have taken the 4th spot. They've passed them up. I think they are technically, the A's have 1 more win and 1 more loss. But they're technically in that spot right now. But the Angels still have some guys that can hit the ball over the fence. The Astros have had some pitchers, had some issues keeping the ball in the yard lately. So I think that the Astros are going to have to score a lot more runs than they did in this series against Colorado, against the Angels over the next 4 days if they want to get that series victory. But they got to get that series victory. So that's the issue. And the Astros pitching has been an issue of late. So that's my concern going into this series more than anything else is can they find any level of consistency on the mound to where they can keep the Angels from hitting the ball over the fence. Now, the Angels right now, I'm just looking at them right now, they've not played well of late, like I mentioned. They got smoked the other night, too, by the Rangers, I think like 20-3. So their pitching is not good. They've given up 679 runs on the season. For comparison's sake, the Astros have allowed 550. So they are not good when it comes to pitching. They will, in the final game of that series, pitch Yusei Kikuchi on Monday, the former Astro, who's, he can shut you down. We know that. But again, we'll be here with you this weekend talking about it. Hopefully it's a lot of wins for the Astros in these games overall. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday night. Hey, if you're watching football tonight, University of Houston Cougars kick off their season against the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. As you know, I do the postcast shows for Houston teams. I also do the Texans, the Rockets on their respective channels, Rockets and Texans channels. Well, the Houston Cougars also have a Locked On channel, Locked On Cougs. Go check out that page, hit the subscribe button. I'll be live over there tonight after the conclusion of Stephen F. Austin against the Houston Cougars on the football field. Again, hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. We'll talk again on this show tomorrow night after Astros and Angels, Locked On Astros Postcast.